A wild dolphin approached a diver in the dark and refused to leave. On January 11, 2013, a diver named Keller Laros was leading a night dive off the coast of Kona, Hawaii. His group was watching manta rays feed in the dark when a bottlenose dolphin swam directly into the middle of the group. Its left pectoral fin was wrapped in fishing line. A hook was buried in its body. It could barely swim. What happened next was caught on camera by a diver named Martina Wing. The dolphin rolled over in front of Laros and held still, not frozen, not thrashing. Still, the way you hold your hand out when you need someone to pull something out of it. Laros spent 8 minutes cutting line, pulling the hook, unwinding what he could. Then the dolphin swam to the surface to breathe and came back, positioned itself in front of him again. Waited. It did this 3 times, but the remarkable part isn't that the dolphin trusted humans. It probably didn't. It made a narrower distinction, not our species, this diver, this place, this moment. And it's not the only animal that's done this. In Nova Scotia, a young raven landed on a fence near a woman named Gertie Cleary and just screamed. For over an hour. No context, no warning, just a bird on a fence losing its mind. When she finally walked over, she saw why. Porcupine quills buried in its face and wing. She put on gloves and pulled them out one at a time. The raven hollered with each one, but never bit. Stayed the rest of the day, then disappeared. In Kenya, 3 wild bull elephants arrived near the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust's Ithumba unit. All 3 had been struck by poisoned arrows. The lead bull had never been raised there, but he had associated with former orphans from the trust, elephants that knew the place, and the humans around it. Somehow, the 3 wounded bulls ended up exactly where veterinary teams could reach them. Off Western Australia, a manta ray with fishing hooks lodged beneath its right eye approached underwater photographer Jake Wilton. It unfurled its body to present the injured eye and remained still while he removed the hooks. Birds, land mammals, marine animals, different species, different continents, same impossible behavior. But here's the part most people get wrong. The easy answer is that these animals learn to trust humans, all of them. As a species, as a category. That's not what the evidence shows. In a study published in 2010, biologist John Marsluff at the University of Washington tested whether wild crows could distinguish one human face from another. His team put on a rubber caveman mask and trapped wild crows on campus. A second group wore a Dick Cheney mask, just walked around, didn't trap anything. Apparently, Dick Cheney tested as the least threatening face available in the lab. Take that however you want. Years later, crows still attacked anyone wearing the caveman face, reacted far less to the neutral Cheney face. But here's what matters. Not every human on campus got attacked. The crows didn't respond to every human the same way. They reserved their strongest reaction for that particular face. And that judgment spread through the flock. Crows that had never witnessed the trapping also learned to scold the dangerous mask. The response persisted for well over a decade. By year 18, it had finally faded to the level of the neutral mask. Now flip that. The experiment doesn't prove that a crow can label one human as safe, but it proves something essential. Human is not one undivided category in a crow's mind. Individual faces can carry different histories, and that makes the opposite distinction possible. One familiar face, one familiar place. One situation associated with a better outcome. That's not an animal that decided humans are safe. That's an animal that stopped seeing humans and started seeing individuals. The elephant didn't walk toward humans. It arrived at one specific facility associated with elephants that had been treated there before. The dolphin entered a group of divers, but once Laros began cutting the line, It returned to him specifically 3 times. The species that do this aren't the ones that fear us less. They're the ones whose brains can hold enough detail to tell us apart. And most don't. Most entangled dolphins never approach a diver. Most wounded elephants never reach a rescue facility. Most injured ravens keep their distance from human hands. These stories feel common because we keep telling the ones that worked. Nobody films the ones that don't. Each case required an unlikely combination: an animal capable of making a fine distinction, a person or place associated with a better outcome, and a problem dangerous enough to override avoidance. In Seattle, an 8-year-old girl named Gabi Mann started leaving peanuts for the crows in her backyard when she was 4. The crows started leaving things back: buttons, screws, a pearl-colored heart. When her mother lost a camera lens cap nearby, a crow brought it back. Their bird cam caught the footage. The crow walked the lens cap to the bird bath, rinsed it off like it was doing the dishes, and set it on the edge. That crow didn't decide humans are generous. It learned something far more specific. This girl, this yard, this tray. A routine that consistently led to food. Gabi's crows had years to build that association. The dolphin had minutes, but neither response applied to our entire species. It was local, conditional, specific to one person, one place, and one history. And in the crisis cases, the calculation became brutally simple. Is the problem I already have more dangerous than the stranger in front of me? The raven had quills in its face and a woman with gloves. The elephant had poison in its side and a place associated with help. The dolphin had a hook in its body and a diver with a knife. The dolphin never stopped being a wild animal. It never decided our species could be trusted. It made a much smaller decision. The hook was more dangerous than the hands. And for 8 minutes in the dark, that was enough.